I'm Brent Barnett on Brownfield Ag News, reporting from the Practical Farmers of Iowa conference in Des Moines, talking now with Southwest Iowa farmer Mark Peterson. Mark, how are you doing today?
I'm doing fine, Brent. How are you?
Doing really good. Mark, tell the listeners a little bit about your background. You and I had the chance to meet and interview at the NAFB convention this year, but tell us more about your farming operation in the Stanton area.
Well, I guess I would classify us by today's standards as a smaller farmer. We've had about 500 acres of row crop. It's going to drop a little bit this year because some ground that I've been farming has sold. So we're in that 400 plus area now, lost an 80. And we're raising corn, soybeans, different times. We've tried different crops. I'd like to get to a true rotation with a third crop in there. We're not at that point. I have tried raising oats. I have raised wheat. I at one time was Montgomery County's largest buckwheat producer. I think I might be the only one. That makes it easy to be the largest, and have just tried several different things to see if we can't expand out past just corn and soybeans.
How'd the season go for you this past year?
It actually went really well. We were very blessed right where we're at. I hear of the areas that had way too much rain, and then of course always areas with not enough rain. We seemed to get by, and our yields were very good. I was really pleased with how the year went. We were blessed.
So as we sit here in the winter, do you feel pretty optimistic about your soil moisture heading into the spring?
Not pessimistic. We did get some moisture in the fall. We're okay. I haven't actually heard just where we're at, but my gut feeling says while we're okay, I find it hard to believe that we could be back to normal. However, one thing with what we have been doing with cover crops and all, we have raised our organic matter over a full percentage point, and every percent that you raise your organic matter gives you an extra inch of water holding capacity. So with the large rains, you've got an extra inch of sponge to soak that up, and then when it gets dry, you've got that extra inch that you can release to your crop. So I feel like we've got maybe a little more cushion that way.
How did you increase your organic matter? What steps did you take?
By using cover crops in the off season, running cereal rye behind pretty much all of our corn acres before soybeans. Been doing that for 10 years, and then also at least once on every acre that we farm, we have used in a year when we've raised small grains, then we'll go in with a multi-species cover crop long about the 1st of August, and then graze cattle on it. And I think running that year with the small grain in the spring, whether it be wheat, rye, or oats, and then the multi-species cover crop in the fall and the cattle grazing, I think that's where we're seeing our big jump in the organic matter. But in 6 to 8 years, we've been getting that full percentage point increase. So I'm pretty happy with that.
Here at the conference this year, what have you been most hoping to mostly focus on? Anything that you're talking with folks about?
Nothing specific. I did come up early and went through the course talking about raising a third crop. And once again, I would have to say that pretty well in my mind, I know that it's something that we need to do. Probably the easiest one for us to adapt in would be oats, and could do it profitably. I've seen enough figures to believe that that's true. The thing that keeps me from it, and one of the Taylor got a big kick out of it. One of the questions they asked was, why won't you adopt a third crop? And I put down lazy. I like my summers off. If you raise oats or wheat, you got to work in the summertime. So right or wrong, it's a good thing from a standpoint you can make more use of some of your resources like a combine and things like that for that third crop, but it does add another layer of labor in there that maybe we don't have readily available right now. But that's what I've seen so far.
Lastly, as you look to the year ahead here, 2025, what do you think are maybe some of the maybe the biggest challenges facing producers this year?
Well, we have a very what do I want to say, a political climate that is very unpredictable at this time. I'm not saying that I'm opposed to where we're at, but where are we going to be at? Are there going to be factors that are going to be out of our hands that may have a lot to do with what our prices are going to be? As far as locally, I feel good about where we're at as long as we can sustain a decent price for our crop. And from what it appears after harvest, it's sure been, not to a large extent, but it has been going the right way. So hopefully we'll be all right.
Mark, hey, really appreciate you joining us here. Hope you have a good conference, okay?
All right, thank you.
Always good to see you. Again, that's Mark Peterson from Stanton, Iowa, and I'm Brent Barnett on Brownfield, reporting from the Practical Farmers of Iowa Conference in Des Moines.